at it again, and we have another one here with Caitlin Bennett and Liberty Hangout. Make sure you guys go and show her some love. I'll leave the original link in the description box below so you guys can go and subscribe to her channel and let her know we appreciate her and the work she does out here in the streets. All right, literally out in the streets, boots on pavement. Okay, but thank you guys for all of the continued love and support. I greatly appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. Helping me out with the YouTube algorithm, you know, by liking, leaving a comment, sharing these videos, hitting the arrow button down below. Thank you. Everyone that sent me a care package via PayPal. Thank you. Greatly appreciate you guys. All right. But anyway, with all that being said, let's dive in.
Have you guys been following the Democrats with the Democratic debate? Kamala Harris?
I think she's she's got a bright future.
Okay.
I'd like to have her. Realistically, I'd like to see some real concrete answers out of her.
Okay.
I haven't heard anything concrete, but I think she has a bright future.
So something that is concrete is that she would like to ban AR-15s with the use of an executive action if Congress didn't pass any type of gun control to do so within the first 100 days of her taking office. Is that something you would support?
Yeah, absolutely, I'd support that.
Why?
Because those are weapons of war, and unless we're trying to overthrow our government, we don't need them.
So which branch of the military uses AR-15s?
I didn't say that the branch of the military used AR-15s. I said they were weapons of war.
Okay. What war did we use them in?
Again, they're just weapons of war.
How can they be that without actually being used in one? How does it even make sense? Does it make sense? I don't know.
What is a weapon of war? What do you put in that category? How do you name that category?
Well, you know, any kind of weapon that you can use that you don't need to specifically, realistically reload every 6 rounds. Something that you can do mass destruction with. That, you know, honestly, like an AR-15.
He said any weapon that you don't have to reload after 6 rounds. Clearly, he doesn't own a firearm. What does he expect people to carry around? Pea shooters? Water guns or something, like Nerf blasters? Expect us to go back to old Western times, little revolvers or something, like 6? That's it? Basically everything is gone. That's crazy. Sheesh.
Where you can do mass damage in schools and mass damage to people in any other kind of war.
Can you not do that with, let's say, a handgun, a Glock, a 1911?
You can do any kind of damage with 6 rounds. That's why you only need 6 rounds. Why do you need?
So we only need 6 rounds.
I didn't say we only needed 6
Okay.
rounds. That's not what I said. You're putting words in my mouth.
Well, that's why I was asking. I'm not trying to put words in your mouth. That's why I clarified with you. I'm not saying this guy said this. I'm clarifying, so we're not fake news here.
I didn't say that.
Do you think that there should be only 6 rounds, or what's the limit for you?
I didn't say anything about a limit. All I'm saying is that, yeah, specifically, because we don't necessarily need anything more than 6 rounds for personal use. If you want to go hunting, go hunting.
Okay.
But, you know, for weapons of war, like an AR-15 or, you know, anything bigger than that, specifically speaking, I don't think you need anything like that for sport.
Okay.
For sport? Who said we wanted them for sport? Who said we didn't want them for defense?
What about self-defense?
Oh,
I mean, don't you think one would do it?
One round
Bullet? Yeah, don't you think 1 round would do it?
for self-defense?
Yeah.
You better be a good shot.
Well, okay.
You better be a good shot for only 1 bullet in a gun.
I mean, is more than one person going to rob your house?
Absolutely, that tends to happen, yeah. Getting mugged by gangs even, walking around downtown Cleveland. It's not a very safe area. I don't
know the statistics on it, but I would assume most home invasions happen with more than one person running in, so yeah.
Several rounds in my firearm. So
you think more than one person is going to mug you at any given time?
I think that is a possibility, yes.
Well, so is lightning striking right now, but that doesn't mean it's going to happen.
Okay. But we should be prepared. I mean, do you have a fire extinguisher in your home?
Of course.
The likelihood of you causing a fire is very low, isn't it?
Not necessarily.
Okay. But why would you have that? You know, it's not likely that you're going to catch your... Do you know how to use an oven?
Equating trying to put out a fire in my house to somebody breaking in my house and me shooting them is not the same. That's getting too
I think the policy, the premise is the same, is that you don't want more than 1 round in a bullet in a firearm because you don't think the likelihood of more than one person robbing me is, it's not there. You only need one. So what happens when I shoot someone that's trying to me and it misses, and I only had that one chance to prevent myself from being or killed by somebody that is stronger than me, is bigger than me, he's about to hurt me. I only have one round. What if I miss? Am I just out of luck?
You're adding 2 + 2 and getting potato. They're two completely separate issues.
How?
Banning AR-15s,
Okay.
although not necessarily the right answer,
Okay.
it's the idea that we don't necessarily need access for everybody to have those things.
Well, we don't have that currently. Not everybody has access to that by the federal government, by state governments. Black market, yes, because gun control has shown not to work. So people do have access to that shouldn't. Do you think it's okay to ban someone else's property with the use of an executive action by the force of the government? Because when they ban that, who's going to come to your door and make sure you don't have those? Government officials, police with guns, guns that we aren't allowed to have as civilians. How do we give that force and that power to the government to come and do that to us as private citizens? How is that okay? How do you stand for that?
Nobody's specifically saying that anybody's going to come to your house and take guns. That's not what we're after.
Well, that's
All we're asking for is safe ownership by professionals or by people who are trained and know how to use these, people that know how to lock them up. Banning them specifically to people like myself, who I have no professional training with firearms. I should not be allowed to own that kind of weapon of war because I don't know how to use it.
You keep saying weapon of
I was just about to say that. I was just about to say he keeps calling it a weapon of. Oh my goodness.
war. What standard and what characteristics of a firearm has to be there to be a weapon of war?
Again, weapons that can be used to cause significant amounts of damage in very short amount of time.
So cars.
That's anything.
Again, 2 + 2 is not potato.
Cars kill more people than firearms every year. Are they weapons of war?
Listen, you're generalizing people, and that's absolutely
You're
incorrect.
generalizing gun owners, I would say.
No, I said responsible gun ownership. I said specifically that I shouldn't have. I'm not generalizing anything. You're sitting here generalizing people and trying to put words in my mouth.
Okay.
Because you think I'm going to answer a certain way. I'm not answering that.
No, you did. And I think we got really good content. So thank you so much. Check us out at libertyhangout.org or infowars.com, where Alex Jones does have a show every single day except for Saturdays. So he's not God. He's not completely banned. He's still there giving the truth against people who support gun control, against the globalists in this country, wanting to take everything over, wanting to strip our freedom away, strip our guns, strip our free speech. Do you guys support free speech?
Absolutely.
All right. One for one, I guess. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate it.
Oh man, like what in the world? He said you're adding 2 + 2 equals potato. First, he called any weapon that should be banned is any weapon that has more than 6 rounds in it, right? First, that's what he said. Then he said, well, why do you even need more than one? So then Caitlin called him out. And then he compared it to lightning strikes. And then Caitlin hit him back with, well, why do you have a fire extinguisher? And then he said, well, that's not equal to what I'm saying. But you just compared it to lightning strikes, so why can't she compare it to your fire extinguisher you have in your home? Oh, man. And then he said, he changed the definition a little bit. He said any weapon that could harm a lot of people in a short amount of time or something like that. So then Caitlin came back at him and said, well, how about cars? And then he came back with the potato thing again. Like, she was hitting him back with stuff that would technically qualify under his definition. But then he would say, oh, well, no, that's 2 + 2. That equals potato. Like, I was just so confused and actually ashamed because he was actually wearing a Buckeye hat. I'm gonna have to change teams. I don't know. I may not be a Buckeye fan anymore. Can't represent Buckeye Nation anymore. My goodness. Sheesh Louise. Making us look bad. Sad day in America. And also, and this is the last thing I'm gonna touch on. The fact that he considered himself not able to own one because he's not qualified or whatever. He just assumes the rest of us aren't. Just because you're afraid and probably terrible at hitting whatever you aim at doesn't mean all of us are, all right? Just because a few bad people make some horrible decisions doesn't mean we should just throw away the baby with the bathwater. if that's the case, then we're getting rid of cars. We're getting rid of, the knives that we have in our drawers. There's so many things that we will get rid of. The medications, some people use. All medications out the window. Figure it out yourself. Hey, if you're going to lose your life, if you're going to be put in the pine box because of it, so be it. We don't care. Too many people have lost their lives to medication, so gone. Like, it doesn't make any sense. And then when she would hit him back with that type of stuff, he would try to deny it, like it didn't make sense at all. When in reality, he was the only one that didn't make sense in this equation. And it was honestly funny when his girlfriend just was sitting there absolutely saying nothing, just staring off into space. She's probably thinking like, yeah, he's off of his rockers. I was already thinking about leaving. But I'm definitely leaving now. He doesn't make any sense. Did y'all notice that? She didn't say a word, a single word. Just sat there and stared off into space. Anyway, y'all let me know what you thought about this craziness in the comment section below. Like, share, comment, and of course, hit that subscribe button before you go. Peace and love. I'm out.